We forget about that here in the United States of America. Everywhere else in the world, gold is basically at all-time high, record high levels. Let that sink in. I knew it was you. You're the one buying all the physical gold. What about the physical silver? You've been uncovered by the World Gold Council. Yes, they just put out brand new data about investor demand for physical gold. But what does that also mean for silver? We're going to talk about that. And one more data point that I think a lot of us can forget about that also lends credibility to this thesis that you and I think we share this, that the price of silver and the price of gold are going to be heading up, up, up. Absolutely, without a doubt, you are the most important part of Ron's basement. It's called YouTube, not RonTube. Without you being here with me right now, none of this happens. So thank you. I hope you enjoy your time here. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. What do you say we dig into some data from the World Gold Council? Yes, I said the World Gold Council. Here's what they had to say. Investors bought 302 tons of gold bars and gold coins in the first quarter of 2023. That was a 14% increase above the 5-year average, again, according to the World Gold Council. The surge in physical gold investment came as gold prices reached record levels in many currencies. So guys, even as gold was reaching all-time highs in most all other currencies except the dollar, we forget about that here in the United States of America. Everywhere else in the world, gold is basically at all-time high, record high levels. Let that sink in. And even at these record high levels, people are buying record amounts of physical gold. And again, these are just individual investors, people like you and me all around the world. Can you guess what the World Gold Council blamed the surge of new gold buying on? Yes, you got it right. High inflation, geopolitical risk, surprise, surprise, and concern over contagion in the banking crisis fueled demand for gold. You know, they forgot to mention the debt ceiling and the chaos that could create if the United States doesn't get their financial house in order or at least raise the credit limit, right? Even Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase is saying it can be catastrophic. In the United States, U.S. bar and coin demand came in at 32 tons. This was the fourth strongest quarter in World Gold Council history. Gold bar and coin demand jumped 40% from the fourth quarter of 2022. That means there was 40% more gold purchased in the United States in January, February, March, as compared to just October, November, December of last year. That is huge, guys. And remember, the United States is still the world's largest economy. The U.S. Mint in March alone reported almost 290,000 ounces of gold sold. That's the highest amount since 1998. Let that sink in. Again, the world's wealthiest, biggest economy experiencing gold sales that haven't been seen in over 20 years. First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects. But what about China? They don't want anything to do with gold, right? They're just the emerging second largest economy in the world. Do you think they have any interest in gold in China? Well, gold sales in China also soared. During the first quarter, demand totaled 66 tons. That's a 34% jump year on year and a 7% increase quarter on quarter. Again, guys, something big to remember about this. These are individual investors buying huge amounts of gold. Two kickers we need to talk about. Number one, what's this going to do for silver? Well, I'll tell you what it'll do for silver. Once there's no more gold, right? Gold's becoming harder and harder to find. There's robust demand for gold. We're going to see people moving to silver more than they already have. We've already had a huge increase in interest in silver, but when the gold's all gone or the gold gets too expensive, right? Silver, the most undervalued asset on the face of the earth, it will be ready for a huge price and value increase itself. The other thing that's so big for us to remember when we're talking about this, these are investor numbers, individual investors, right? The world central banks, they are buying record, I'll say it for the record one more time, record amounts of gold. What does that tell us? They're buying more gold now than they bought when the world was still on the gold standard. Let's read between the lines, right? Let's see the forest through the trees. And when we do, what we see through that forest is a big pot of gold and silver waiting for us. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.